On this edition of The Ugly Truth, we're going to talk about my home state again, of Washington. Now, let's recap. You have the mayor, you have the governor, you have the city council, you have politicians, everything around you, even judges, even a state attorney. They all think one way: leftist. That's pretty much it. You know, it's not libertarian, independent, conservative, Republican, even blue dog Democrat. Not even close. They're all leftists. And people think, oh, that's great. That's so wonderful. No, it not. No, it's not. It absolutely sucks around here. It's really bad. So let's get into it, right? How many people want to live in a state that, there's homeless people literally everywhere? How many people want to deal with that? From heroin, crack, meth, opiates, a violent crime that is spiking in my state, sexual assaults that are spiking in my state. You're thinking, oh, white male that's doing it. No. It's actually homeless people that come from other states and live here because, well, the state's, in the best way to describe it, free-addle. You're like, what the hell's free-addle? I never heard that term. Well, come to my state if you're homeless, right? You go on welfare, you get government food stamps, and you can basically buy drugs right in front of a cop. Shoot up in front of a cop. They don't care. They don't want to care. That's it. You could be arrested multiple times and they'll let you out. Now they won't even do that these days. You could have an ounce of coke, an ounce of crack, an ounce of meth, an ounce of heroin on you. They won't prosecute you anymore. Pure and simple. People thinking, well, what the hell is your state going to do about it? Nothing. They really won't. It's pretty much a state, the best way to describe it is called give shit to people and they'll take it. You can't take it back. It's just incredibly sad to me that I've lived here my whole life and I've watched my state over time gotten progressively just worse over time. People don't care. People don't want to care. And it's funny how we have all these people in power that scream and yell at people like me that say, I'm not welcome here in my home state. Just because I think in certain different ways than you guys, and I'm not welcome here. My governor said that. Yep, Inslee said that. This is the same douche that says out loud that the earth has a fever, even though that he's flying around state to state to state, basically saying how he wants to become president. This is the same asshole that says out loud that you can't have a firearm, or you don't have the right to have a firearm. But he's flying around with private security and state patrol and everyone else, and he bashes people like me that have firearms, but you're flying around with people like that that actually have firearms. Yeah. We pretty much have a city council that the best way I can describe it is they're nuts. They say out loud during the city council meetings that, Amazon's ISIS. I'm not kidding. You guys can Google that if you want to. That's how screwed up they are. And I'm just shaking my head. We have a mayor that doesn't know what the hell they're doing in Seattle, period, and she doesn't want to deal with the situation. We have an attorney general that sues the Trump administration at every chance he gets, and reality is, well, it's going to get thrown out every time. So why is he doing that? No, he wants to run for mayor. This is the same guy that goes after a floor shop that won't sell, flowers to a gay wedding and basically sues her and pretty much drives that person to become bankrupt versus going, hey, that gay couple could go down the street to another flower shop. for their wedding. That's Seattle in a nutshell. So we have people in power that don't know what the hell they're doing, violent crime, rapes have gone up, homeless people everywhere, a drug epidemic that's just getting worse. Oh, and high taxes, and they want to punish you for making money, and they basically say out loud that if you vote a certain way or you think a certain way that's not our type of thinking, we're going to tell you to leave. That's Seattle for you guys in a nutshell. Right there. You know, I got a friend, she lives in Arizona, right? And she talks about it. You know, she's down there with her boyfriend. I think they've been together for like a year or so. You know, talk to her every now and again, you know, to see what's up. And, you know, she said, the thing is, here, it's simple. It's easy. The housing market's not expensive as it is here, where not many people can afford a house, and you can't afford the property taxes because they're totally ridiculous, and you go down there, you could buy a house down there for easily $300,000 to $500,000. Property taxes would be about $1,500 to about $3,000. You get a 3-door garage, you know, 2,000 plus square feet with a pool and a hot tub and everything else, and everything down there it's a lot cheaper. Here, it ain't. You know, it's funny how they say this is a great state. It is. It's a great state. But I hate what my city's become. You embrace ideas that don't do anything. They say that socialism's so great. It is. Tell me where it's worked. And they basically go on about, well, it hasn't been properly pried, it hasn't been induced right, or something like that, some stupid shit. And you're like, it hasn't worked, period. How about communism? It hasn't worked either. None of these ideas work. But again, I'm simpleton. I just have a high school education and I've made it work. All these people are just overeducated idiots that don't know how the real world works. They blame everyone else for their problems. They want to pass blame on to everyone else. And in reality, it's very, very frightening. But the flip side to this coin is this. If these people over here that are leftists, or Marxists, or communists, socialists, whatever you want to call them, right? They keep pushing this envelope further and further and further left to the point they go off a cliff. The response will be something like, well, something not great. What I mean by that is, it's like taking these politicians over here and put their head in a vice and watch something bad happen. All you gotta do for this state is throw in a earthquake or a huge windstorm that knocks out power for the whole region. People don't have power for a month, for 2 months, no water, no anything. And that's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. But again, you know, I don't live my life through politics. I never have and never will. You know, I bitch and moan on these videos about how my state's poorly run and all this stuff, but I don't focus on that. I focus on my family, I focus on my good friends, and I set goals for myself in the end. Like, hey, where do I want to be when I'm 50? Do I want to be here or want to be in another state? Do I want to live part-time here, part-time there, and just live out the rest of my days? You know, people need to set goals for themselves. You know, you focus on politics and politics only, you're going to be a miserable son of a bitch in the end. For me personally, I pay attention to politics, I pay attention to the markets, but also I listen to my family and listen to my friends. And I set goals for myself like, hey, I want to go buy something down the road, or I want to buy a house. But that's just me. But again, the politicians around here are absolutely stupid. They have no idea how the world works, and eventually it's going to flip on them. And when it does, that's going to be one hell of a thing to see what happens in my home state. But again, this is the Look at Truth. I hope you guys have a great night.